Slept hard. It's good. Timestamp, January 25th, 2026. It is 9:30 a.m. Um, so, seen a little bit more news on the stuff that happened yesterday in Minnesota and Minneapolis. Apparently, the person that was shot was not 51, which Tiny referred to as elderly, which that stung a little bit. Moments when you start saying the important mantra to yourself, I will not hurt the teenager. When I mentioned that hurt, I was told, okay, well, really old. I'm like, yeah, that's better. Apparently the guy wasn't 51, he was 37. And I've seen a couple more videos from it, which doesn't make it look any better. I've seen stuff about him. Honestly, Alex, I've heard the last name pronounced a couple different ways. I'm not even going to try and butcher it. He looks like a very, very likable dork, and he probably would have been my friend, And steady stream of lies coming out of DHS and all that. Standard operating procedure. It's good. I'm not sure what it is, coffee-wise. I think Alex got creative. Alex likes mixing and matching coffees. That's the thing. This is an example of a mug that I like but don't love. I'm probably going to put it back in the box. It's cool, but taking it for its last ride, as it were. Not going to break it or anything. I'm just going to put it in the box to sell. I found a couple more of the mugs out there that are dedicated to an individual cartoon. Found somebody had a lot of 3 and somebody had a lot of 2. And they're ones I didn't even know had been made. So those are on the way. I got good prices on them. Gotta make sure I have room, and they look great. I'm still not AI, by the way. I just got up. Poured coffee, poured kibble in cat's bowls. Because I was being... It's also a standard operating procedure. Woke up with Hex on the couch with me, which was cool. He followed me into the bathroom because, I'm elderly. So, first thing in the morning, I gotta pee. Then followed me into the kitchen and kept going through the kitchen to lead me to the bowl that was in desperate need of filling. No, it wasn't. I topped it off. I put some kibble in the bowl on the ground that Janus could get to, who was now lounging. Janus the tripod. Right? Morning, buddy. sat down here, took about 3 tokes off a cigar, and said, you know what, I should hop on and amend my earlier one. I know I got cut off on that one. I didn't get to close it out the way I liked to. I was being harassed by animals. Congested, of course. I just gotta already blown my nose viciously twice. We're still, there. But feel a little anxiety going on, but I'm gonna, I think, is the thing. But yeah, sometimes when I talk about this stuff, it's to keep you informed in the moment. And sometimes when I talk about this stuff, like Minnesota, it's to kind of historically date stamp the recordings. I'm not going to be here forever, I'm kind of making my own historical record of sorts. And if you understand that, cool, like the video, whatever. But I'm not necessarily doing it for anybody's approval. If you're enjoying my content, cool. You're getting a window into a real person's life. I'm not blowing things up. I'm not showing you about, my Gucci haul and showing you my Lamborghini and all that kind of stuff. I'm real. We got an old Mazda. It's very exciting. We're dealing with elderly parents, one of whom passed last year. One is basically in assisted living because his dementia became too much to handle. And the state was going to put him there if we didn't. So it sounds so dramatic, and it's accurate. We're dealing with a house that has tremendous amounts of hoarding and silliness, trying to dig our way through it. If you just tuned in, you'll get a lot more details. I have been known to rant. You'll get more details as the videos go on. But I'm a real dork. My wife and I ran a hobby shop for about 9 years. That was like 10 years ago. We're still very obsessed with cool toys, and even in our 50s, my wife and I have not forgotten how to play, which I think is kind of an important secret of life kind of thing. It doesn't even have to be anything elaborate. Just remember how to have fun. Don't get so caught up in the they live aspect of, work, consume, reproduce, all that. These little gnats, man. Oh. The reason I do the health checks, in case you're new, is I got diagnosed 2 years ago now, a year and a half ago, with COPD emphysema, and I'm trying to quit smoking. I'm not a heavy smoker, but I know that any smoking is not exactly good for the development of COPD. I mean, it is really good for the development of COPD, but the point is I don't want the COPD to develop. That's kind of the point of it. So, and I'm a stress smoker, and I'm in a stressful situation, dealing with the finances and my parents and all that stuff. So, and the world at large is not exactly peace and tranquility. having Return of the Archons, classic Star Trek in my head. Peace and tranquility to you, brother. The joy of Landru. Not experiencing the joy of Landru. Nope. Went to bed, Tom Baker was on Sunmakers, woke up to Android Invasion. Yeah, that was Android Invasion. Because the colonel, the robot colonel was walking towards the cliff. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. When I just woke up, kind of saw, I went, oh, hi, Sarah. Tom? Okay. Gotta pee, you know. And it was weird. Not the pee. The pee was pretty normal, but thank you for asking. Kazunite Hex. Oh, bogey. Bogey. The Roku did like Patrick Troughton for a day and a half, 2 days. And I saw good episodes, but they played like... I feel like they almost went through his library twice. I saw War Games twice. I saw Tomb of the Cybermen twice. I didn't sit and watch them twice. I mean, you know, 11 a.m. Tomb of the Cybermen, and then, you know, again at 2 a.m. next day, Tomb of the Cybermen's on. It was like, wow, this is weird. I mean, there are some episodes that they always play every week, like Seeds of Doom. If they're doing Tom Baker right now, Seeds of Doom is going to get played. Rebos Operation is going to get played. It just is. But they played like same episode twice in 36 hours, which weird. But I think there's some good narcotics going on at Roku High Command. It's a theory. I can't confirm it. An allegation, if you will. You know. I don't know. I feel good about it. It's odd. It's good. It's odd. Alex. Normally his blends really like kick butt, and then sometimes he just comes up with stuff that's like, yeah, oh. I don't know if I agree with this one. Going over my list. Now that I know that he's actually taking a shower, I'm going to take a shower. I could do that. I need to take a shower. Do some laundry. I want to wash my bedding before my girl gets here. Because if she's going to be... she's going in for like a localized surgery, outpatient surgery kind of thing tomorrow. So, and exactly, yeah. Oi! Alex, grabbing cereal and coffee. Yeah, he asked if he could make cereal. Like, kiddo, for the next year and a half, you're home. So just, you don't need to ask about getting food, making food. The only time I ever want you to ask is if you see me, like, actively making food, feel free to ask, hey, is that going to be for everybody? Are you making dinner? Should I make a sandwich? You know, that I'm cool with, but you don't have to ask me, you know, can I make coffee? Can I get cereal? But don't. Trying to get him settled in the mindset of I'm allowed to be here. We went through a lot of shenanigans with my folks. That's part of it, and part of it's the autism. Quite a few long, painful stories there. I won't bore you with them this morning. It doesn't necessarily look like it, but I'm seeing huge amounts of progress that I'm making in various places. I gotta get that fridge cleared in the living room too, though. That's one of the next things I gotta do is get that. That's probably gonna be the first big thing that I do today, because my girl's gonna need to be able to use that, and aggravating. Opened it up and I'm like, oh, it's not on. Oh, mold and mildew smell. Awesome. Because fancy gadgety power strip that my dad picked up. It was a power strip that like had pivots to it. It was like 3 circles. You could like turn it to like put it around furniture or something. Yeah, it failed. So that thing's been sitting there without power for God knows how long enough to get some good mold going on. I've got some baking soda in there now, and I sprayed it down with some like spick and span disinfectant. So now I've got to go in and kind of mop it up. Hopefully that did a lot of the work for me, because but yeah, there's so much stuff around here that's yeah, exactly. Yep. Oh man. Can't even, Pam. Oh wait. Looking over my list. Did I? Yeah, I got them all. One of the things that was on my list was to clean the cold bags. We had a stack of cold bags because we do a lot of shopping at Aldi. These are some of the like insulated-ish bags, whatnot, and some of them had gotten a little nasty. So kind of hosed them out, and they're drying right now in the guest bathroom. Using a giant chip clip and looping that around the shower bar so they can improvising. And a few more things that I can at least put check marks by. On my list, whenever I'm working on something, have made significant progress, I'll put a check by it. And then when I finally finish it, I'll cross it off. That way I can look at this and it gives me, that little feeling of, okay, that's in progress, And I primed 3 of the 5 tables for the lounge. I haven't started painting them yet, but they are fully primed. I'll be working on that as my fun project while I sit down and watch videos throughout the day. Doing the whole work, watch a video, kind of thing. So that gives me something to do with my hands. That was a neat trick, right? But, be able to, like... I know a girl that knits, I paint. Oh, yeah. That was a little surprise box that I want to put together for my girl for when she gets here. Some stuff that I picked up. We got the entry on my list, assemble treasure chest. I'm like, oh. Ow! Doodle. Your 14 claws are sharp, right? My tuxedo cat has 7 toes. Fingers, really. It's just the fronts. Come on, bud. You chirping at me? I love that cat. But, I'd gotten Ever After High. Like a weird little treasure chest thing. I showed it to you about months ago, I think. probably a couple months. And I'm gonna put the Monster High pets that I got in there and have that. She's got a bunch of the Monster High pets she doesn't realize she has. That I've been trying to get over the past few months. Oh, wait, don't call on that, man. Please don't. But I definitely want to wash my bedding today too. I'm gonna do a shower, laundry while I do the shower thing, because it makes sense to dovetail that. And I'm gonna wash my bedding so it's nice and fresh, because I'm a smelly monster. And I've been laying down, so I want to make sure she's got, fresh linen. And it's a good idea washing your bedding once a week anyway, so. I know in this house it was pretty common to do it once every 6 months, but, we try and do it a little bit more often than that. There were sheets that were just like, they started out their life a light blue and they were like a dark brown gray, in where the body would be. We didn't even try and recover those washing wise. We just put them in the hopper outside. Nasty. But dementia tends to make you not do the hygiene thing. Learned a lot about dementia over the past 3 years. I've actually impressed a few doctors over the past 3 years. Like, oh, you know about that? Yeah. Have you gone to school or anything? No, just self-studied. When I figured out what was going on with my dad, I tried to become an expert. And you're like, you know more than some nurses I've dealt with. Okay. Cool. There's cats frolicking over there. Yeah. 3 out of 4 times I test Gryffindor. The 4th time, Ravenclaw. Same with my girl as far as Ravenclaw, Slytherin. I am a Gryffindor, but I'm not afraid to pick up a book. I like books. Books are cool. Being distracted, I got a cat pile over there. Jinx, X, and Janus are like doing some kind of MMA thing. It's all very strange. I'm gonna go ahead and call it here, because I got the little video that I made last night when I found out more about the incident in Minnesota. But yeah, apparently the dude was 37. Not elderly at 51. Could strangle my kids sometimes. I'm 55. So, yeah, 51, that's elderly. Thanks, kid. Thank you. Thank you for that. Cool. I love your assessment. It's nice. That is warm and fuzzy. So I'm way past elderly, it would seem. I haven't told Pix that. She's gonna be like, yeah. Okay. I have really enjoyed making this video. Hopefully you can come back and see me sometime. I'll be at the general store later on having a sassafras. I'm an actor and a writer. Just so that you understand, I've done stand-up, I've done improv, I've done Shakespeare, I've done musicals. I am that idiot. That wasn't me. That was the Chihuahua. We've adopted a Chihuahua that was my dad's. Just kind of catching you up on everything, because I don't know how long you've been with me. He had 2 Chihuahuas that, because there was a bed bug situation and or a flea situation here, he was rubbing Hot Shot, Raid, other bug sprays on his hands and then rubbing it into their fur as a means of doing bug protection, pest protection for his pups. Older Chihuahuas. One of them died a few months ago. I buried it. Had a lot of lesions and interesting things that to me and to one of the vets said maybe toxins were rubbed all over his body and that's what caused this. It's just the truth, man. My dad doesn't know that happened. I've talked to him several times and he'll ask about his dogs and I tell him the lie of they're great, they're fine. Because I don't have the heart to tell him, oh yeah, the dog you really, really liked, of the 2 of them, yeah, you poisoned him. I can't. I know it, but I can't. I can't tell my dad that. But the one that he didn't like as much, which means he probably didn't get as much flea protection as the other, is alive and well and still has a flea issue, and we're scared to try and bathe him because we don't want to lose fingers. He is warming up to me though, so I might be able to get away with it in the future, but we're trying to figure out what we can figure out to try and alleviate the, and he and Scrappy get into it, and Chihuahuas are loud and cranky, aren't they? I'm not used to them at all. I'm used to bigger dogs, boxer mixes, shepherd mixes, Labradors, I'm not used to 10-pound dogs that you could punt. I'm not used to that at all. And for 10 pounds, he's loud. Scrappy's staring at me from over there. My dog is a shepherd mix. Apparently, mother was a beagle. He was part of a litter of pups from a rescue, but the mom was a beagle. Apparently dad wasn't. He's got very shepherd markings, German shepherd markings. He's probably about 40 pounds. Ironically, his name is Sir Scrappy A. Cornelius Scrappy. I call him Acorn a lot too, though. That was his litter name. All the pups in his litter were like tree names. He had a brother named Chestnut. He had a sister named Maple. He was Acorn. I think it's a fun name for a dog. So, but yeah, I'm talking about you. He's like looking up at me. Talking about you. It's funny because his, most everybody calls him Scrappy, and he's the biggest scaredy cat. Biggest scaredy cat. I was just telling him last night, I'm like, should have called you Scooby. What the hell? We got this one way wrong, man. Yeah. And ironically, my mother-in-law, I haven't met the girl, but she has a dog, girl, the female dog, who she named Scooby, who apparently looks nothing like Scooby, but is 50 pounds of bold, ferocious watchdog. It's like, okay, should we switch names, Mom? Should we just go ahead and take Scrappy? We'll take Scooby and just fix it. My mother-in-law is in another state, but she talks about Scooby all the time because that's kind of her companion. I get it. When I was here alone the first however many days, whatnot, I talked about Hex and Scrappy a lot because they were the only people I was seeing for a while. A lot of long stories here, but welcome if you're new. Let me go ahead and sign off. Get that shower, do laundry stuffs, and get that fridge clean. I got a big meal I want to prep using some chicken I got in there, some cabbage. I got a whole lot of fresh veg in there, which is going to be good. Do a big bake. It'll be good. So, hug your parents, hug your kids. Make it a great day. Do it, okay? Do it. Make it a great day.